The Vertx Ready Pack X has quickly become my most versatile everyday carry bag and rucking bag. I've kind of noticed that as I use this bag more and more, exactly who it's for. It's for somebody that doesn't want a bag that's too big. They can use it for off-body CCW if they see fit, but they also can use it for versatile outdoor activities, which is what this is giving me overall. So I thought this can't be entirely that much different than the Vertx bags of the past, okay? The Vertx 2.0, the Vertx 3.0, and now they're coining this the Vertx Ready Pack X. I see what they did with this. 10 years of innovation, 10 years of making bags similar to this to come to where it lands today. There are distinct differences, but I'll say bottom line up front, if you've earned the Vertx Ready Pack 3.0, this is not the upgrade for you. If you own the Vertx 2.0 or a competitor bag, this is probably an upgrade for you. Okay, they give you enough forced organization with modularity that you can just make this bag work for whatever you want to. I've been enjoying it as a rucking bag, and I've really been enjoying it rehearsing different bug out scenarios as well. No matter like how the versatility that you need, it gets the job done. It feels really good. I'm 6'2". This is what it looks like on my back. Is this gonna work out for you? I don't know. Does it feel good with the chest cinch? Yes, if you decide to weigh this down with some stuff, get yourself at least like 10 pounds of stuff in there. You definitely are going to be able to feel the difference if you decide to use the chest cinch. But it's not a requirement. You don't need the chest cinch for this to work. You'll be fine without it. This thing, the bag overall, I thought I was not gonna be a big fan of them getting rid of like the molded back, but you know what? Sweat is sweat. I know that the 3.0 versus this one, sweat still seems to be wicking away from me, especially if you wear like some of these Vertx shirts that they have. These are pretty dope. Like these sun hoodies, these are designed to be worn in full sun. You can pull these down. You still don't feel entirely that bad. They're moisture wicking. They're pretty great. I'll link these down below as well. They put together a complete package. Vertx is not sponsoring this video, by the way, but they did kit your boy out. Trousers, shirt, bag, Vertx drip. You feel me? And the reason that I feel so drippy with the Vertx is because it actually functions really, really well. The number 1, 2, and 3 players for me when it comes to gear and rucking, they're like neck and neck. I say neck and neck would be Go Ruck and Vertx, and then right behind us, Eberly Stock. Those are the brands I go to when it's time to ruck and shit that's gonna touch my body at the range or if I'm going rucking. And then for me personally, I'm okay with wearing like J's or Columbia walking shoes or like all sorts of stuff for my feet as long as they're broken in and they can withstand 5 to 7 miles. I'm good. Today's a light day. It's only gonna be about 3 miles, but it really just depends on what you got going on. So can I say it? Yeah, the features are worth it. I'm gonna go back in studio to talk about everything about this that makes it good. But if you just need to know what does it look like on a body, what does it look like outdoors, it's a go. It's a go. You know, whenever I'm going rucking or hiking or simulating a bug out situation, it's always important to wear the piece of kit that I would actually want to use in those situations. And one of those pieces of kit is a real watch, not a smart watch. And that brings us to today's video sponsor, which is Vertx and their A12 Dirty Dozen. This is a fantastic watch, which I'm a big fan of just the usefulness of this bad boy, how easy it is to navigate, to use this however you want to just kind of be able to accurate track of time, know that you don't have to worry about a battery going out on you. I love the aesthetics of the A12 Dirty Dozen. It's inspired by the 12 companies that were contracted by the British Army to make accurate timepieces that could withstand high propulsive actions on the battlefield, gave accurate time. It could take a bang, hitting against stuff. And that way people knew what was going on the battlefield and they can move downrange and get off the line whenever they needed to. Very good loom. You can see the rotor in the back of this. That's one of my favorite features of it, is that you can take this off and just really enjoy the flavor and the look of this all together. One big thing is sometimes you just really do want a watch that's around 36 millimeters. I have about a 7.5-inch wrist. Very comfortable for me to rock this bad boy. But whatever you do, okay, my thing is if you're looking to do an upgrade, make sure you get something that has sapphire crystal glass, a lockdown, screw down crown, a waterproof guarantee, and just a really reliable movement. And it's not a smartwatch. So shout out to Vertx for sponsoring today's video once again. And that's the thing about, if you're looking for a bag that is everyday carry ready, ruck ready, this is probably your go-to. If you're coming from the Vertx Ready Pack 2.0 to this bag, the things you got to think about is this is 20 liters. I believe the Vertx 2.0 is 25 liters. Do you want the smaller size? If you're coming from the 3.0 to this bag, listen, Vertx, love y'all, but this is not the upgrade for you. Although it is different from the 3.0, specifically the way the chest cinch is done. The chest cinch is much easier to use. It just goes up and down much faster. And getting rid of that molding does make it a little bit more comfortable wear. It's not enough to quote unquote upgrade from the 3.0. Right now I'm rocking mine with a 2-liter bladder in it. I would say the maximum you want to do is like a 3-liter bladder. If you're gonna get one of those big boys like a 5-liter or something like that, that's not gonna work for this bag. It's just entirely, it'd be too big of a bladder to run in here. And I did have to do a little bit of rigging for the bladder. My 2.0 had a few more lash points. Up here I kind of got like a quick little rubber band. It makes it so I can take this off and actually clean my bladder. It's important to clean your bladders, guys. Don't electrical tape this down, because you're going to want to actually keep this clean or whatever. So this is still able to rock a full-size Nalgene bottle, canteen, or whatever. Normally when I'm rucking, I prefer to keep a canteen or just some type of drinking source, whether it is a grill or whatever, versus drinking out of my bladder, because when I sit down and I'm static, I do prefer to drink out of a container versus bringing my straw up to my mouth. I like to bring my straw up when I'm actually on the move. So it still has a few lash points. Here I do have the new Phoenix 36R Ace, which is a cousin of the 36R Pro. Decent little flashlight, but you don't need to upgrade to that either. So the very front of the bag, it's going to give you a lot of familiar features to the 3.0, except for now they do give you a little bit of organization and an admin panel pouch here, instead of giving you just a bunch of hook and loop and making you kind of do it yourself. They bring back this pocket. 10 years of innovation. We like this on the 2.0. It's back. It's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit better. So I like that. Normally up here, I just kind of keep my glasses. So I got my heat waves that I keep up here. In front of that, there is another pocket, which no loop panel in here, just whatever you want to throw inside. You want to throw some gum or your ID or your wallet or whatever. A few lash points down here, just like the 3.0. So you're still bringing that over. 500D nylon, 420D ripstop up here on this part of the bag. So it's a mixture for both. Speaking of this part of the bag, when you unzip this fantastic grab handle, which I love on all Vertx bags because it allows for you to pick up the bag while it's laying flat on the surface, you're going to be introduced to the laser cut molly, which is some really good stuff still. This one I do just keep a more powerful flashlight for when I'm rucking at night, which I'm about to get ready to do here in a second. Is I do enjoy to have just a very big beefy flashlight that illuminates the entire tree line. This is the Phoenix LR35R Pro, very big beefy flashlight, so that I can have the jump on a person or an animal, because it's gonna definitely, 10,000 lumens is gonna definitely put you to night to the point where your eyes are seeing stars for a little bit. And then next to that, I do keep the Tactica knife. This is a really good knife because you can't just rip it out of the sheath. You have to give it a little turn, then it comes out the sheath. There's always a knife in my pocket, so it's not really a need to have anything extra here, but just in case I need it for fibrous materials or whatever. You probably forget a knife, which I always have a knife on me, but then you can put something down here if you want to. I don't have anything in there right now because I'm running a bladder. The bag's a little bit stuffed, but if I were going rucking and it was a situation to where I knew it was going to start raining or whatever, I would stuff a poncho down there. So back here, this is the part of the bag where you would normally do CCW, and you do have the rapid access pull tab, which you can move to different parts of the bag. This has been a staple since the 2.0, maybe even before that. So I kept the Mickey Mouse label here to give you suggestions of how to kit this out. You get a little bit of tactical origami down here, which you can actually use for your holster. But that back here, I'm running a 14-inch laptop. So this is a sleeve that can hold a 14-inch MacBook Pro. I'm running it back here because I'm running a bladder in a laptop sleeve right now. And so you can't really run a bladder back here because there's not a cutout to run the line down. Plus, you really wouldn't want to run a bladder back here anyway. It's a lot better. I'm also running Premier Body Armor's armor in here. Right behind here is a piece of level 3A armor. So that makes the bag, gives a little bit more rigidity. Of course, it makes it a little bit more heavy. But because I'm running armor in this bad boy, this is technically a CCW bag. You can also hold the bag just like this. So if the enemy's in front of you, you got your back facing the enemy, and give a target that's give you a little bit of protection in front of you instead of just your frail body. Jumping into the main part of the bag, this is a half clamshell opening, not a full clamshell opening. I like that. So you're gonna get in here, you're gonna see back here in the laptop area, this is where I have that 2-liter bladder. That's why I say you probably get away with a 3-liter. 3-liter would probably be about right here, but if you try to do a 5, it would fit, but you would be very uncomfortable with a 5-liter. So 2-liter, I'm running it out here so I can run it down my right shoulder strap, but you could also run it this way if you wanted to. And then in front of that, they give you a little bit of the loop panel. So if you still want to do some organization, you can do that back there. I have my tech admin pouch, my urban admin pouch that I put together. Then they bring back the forced organization of the 2.0, which we all loved. Where up here you get the area. So if you want to add 3 organized areas, I have a chem light that I normally tie to my bag whenever I'm rucking. A cigar divot tool, sometimes I smoke. When I get to a stopping point when I ruck, and then a loop panel if you want to put some customization. You still get the big pocket that's found on the 3.0. You still get the key holder, key lash is found on the 3.0. So they brought that over. And just as a thing, so down here, very spacious area down here. You get loop panel on the inside of this as well, where I'm rocking a North American Rescue tourniquet down there, which you can't really see, but that's hooked on to their tactigami holder. So all that's kind of in there. The only thing that I normally would do with this kit that's not here right now is I would stuff these in here, and then up here I would normally put my med kit that it's just normally out your boo-boo kit because I'm just rucking, but just in case for something were to happen to me on the trail, this is kind of how I have it outfit. But the Vertx Ready Pack X, what do I think? I've said it earlier in the video. If you're coming from the 3.0, this is only a slight upgrade. Yes, is there differences? The chest cinch does feel different. You're getting organization, but it's not worth it to, now if you can sell your 3.0, let's just say you can sell your 3.0, get $100, $110 for it, and then in essence, you've rented it for a couple of years and now you can get this bag. That would be a pretty good deal. Or if you have a loved one that you know could really use it, then it might be worth it. If you're coming from the 2.0, as long as you're okay with going down in size, totally got the upgrades. The shoulder back straps feel better. It doesn't feel as chaotic. The rapid access tool pull tag is better. The loop panel organization is just really good. If you want to go upgrading from the 2.0, you can, but the 2.0 is going to be a great bag as well. So for me personally, if you're considering this instead of something from like Eberly stock or from 511 or from Yeti Mystery Ranch rather, then this is a contender, especially because of the pricing. Check the links down below. I'm going to get you the best pricing along with the discount code, but this is a very good bag, and it's hard to argue that you can't get away with something that's very, very well made. A lot of people have asked me, would I take the Ready Pack series or the Ghost series or the Long Walk series from Vertx? If it were me, I would take the Ready Pack series, mainly because on the Ghost series, it's a small world problem, but when it's hanging from this top hook up here, you can't access the main pouch, the main back part of the bag because the hook is in the way. The hook is actually in front of it. I know it's a small issue, but that's an issue for me. So that's just something I think about why I would rock this bag instead, although they are the exact same size bag, and I think the Ghost looks better than this bag. But 3 colorways right now. They may expand that over the life cycle. Right now you can get it in black, you can get it in evergreen, and then they have like this, I'm calling it Toy Soldier, I forget what they call it on their website, but I'll throw a little bit of B-roll on top of that color. But it gives me vibes of the Ready Pack 2.0. Glad they brought that back. But, you know, everybody's going to be different, man. So comment down below. What do you think of this Ready Pack X? S for smash, P for pass. Once this video gets 500 likes, I'm going to give away a Ready Pack X. So all you got to do, like the video, put a comment down below. Tell me what the best feature of the bag that you saw. And then, you know, once we get there, then we'll absolutely do that. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you part of the Battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. Everyone else, we'll speak soon.